Ladies and gentlemen, this is former EMT Robert Long. He worked for the fire department as an EMT during the Tyre Nichols case. He was one of the EMTs that showed up at the scene but did nothing to help Tyre Nichols. He lost his license to be part of the EMT that was with the fire department. Well, he was trying to get his license back and his job back, and they refused. So I'm going to show you a video, and this video is from NBC. Now, what I want you to know in the video, partway through, it's going to cut into a whole different story, but then come back to this story about former EMT Robert Long. So it's not me. This is the news station. So when you see that little disruption in the middle, it's the news station. It's on their end. It's not me. So let me go ahead and show you this footage, and I'll be back with the rest of my commentary.
From him for the first time, former Memphis Fire EMT
EMT.
Robert Long spoke before the Tennessee Health Professional Board to appeal his license suspension. Last month, he and his partner, Jamichael Sandridge, had their licenses suspended for failing to administer emergency care to Tyre Nichols, who died at St. Francis Hospital from his injuries after a violent apprehension by Memphis police on January 7th.
I asked MPD what happened with the patient, and the MPD officer stated he ran from us. I performed a visual assessment and noted that the patient had a bump on his head, a busted lip, and a dry, bloody nose.
Long said Nichols was combative, rolling away and refusing to receive care. He also said MPD was impeding care, standing over Nichols and preventing him from checking his vitals.
He said that he's been drinking.
Was there a
thing? Our prayers for the family of those involved. Thank you.
An expert witness to advocate on Long's behalf.
EMT Long is not a threat or danger to society.
But during cross-examination,
in your opinion, did the Memphis Police Department impede care or access to the patient?
No, sir.
In the end, the board felt the evidence presented reaffirmed their decision to suspend Long's license.
Make a motion that we reaffirm the suspension.
The vote was unanimous.
You know, if you're trying to get your job back, you might not want to quote the lies that were told at the scene of Tyre Nichols. So this dude really is not wrapped too tight. So he went in there talking about Tyre Nichols was resisting and all this stuff. And you see the board did not fall for nothing that he sat there and said. So he was attempting to get his EMT license back, and he was refused. Now, the members that he was on that Zoom with, that was actually the medical board in Tennessee. And this testimony took place this past Friday, where he was trying to get his license back. And they said, tough luck. They're not giving it back. After listening to his testimony, they still refuse to give it back to him. And in all honesty, he don't deserve anything back. Nobody at the scene that did not try to help Tyre Nichols, none of them deserve any job or licensing back. None of them do. So he claims when he came on the scene, he spoke to the police, and the police told him that Tyre Nichols ran from them. At one point, MPD is leaning over the patient and his face saying loudly that the patient is not going anywhere and they are not going to uncuff him, impeding patient care. According to Long, he tried several times to take Nichols' vitals, but Nichols kept rolling away from him. And y'all saw that video. Nichols couldn't even do that. When they propped him up on the police car, he couldn't even sit up. He kept falling over. So how can he roll away from you? I mean, if you're going to try to get your job and your license back, you might not want to lie to the damn medical board. Excuse my language. But Long told the board that because Nichols was handcuffed and it made it difficult for him to check vitals. Eventually, Long said he called for an ambulance. And that's when Nichols was taken to the hospital, and we all know he died 3 days later. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe this dude really thought he was getting something back after his inaction at the scene. Serious inaction, but you think you should get your job back, and then you lied because they said there is nothing on the video that shows Tyre Nichols rolling away from people. So why would you go before the medical board to get your license back and say stuff that's not even in the video? No, I think his firing was well deserved. So, the article mostly goes over, the events that happened that night. So I'm not going to get into all of that. But they said there were preliminary findings in an autopsy that was conducted for the Nichols family, saying that Tyre Nichols was severely beaten before he died. And this is according to Ben Crump, their attorney. So I'm sure more of the autopsy will come out during the trial. If all of you remember, and I'm going to try to watch the trial, there is another hearing coming up on the 17th. All right. So mark your calendars. More than likely, because this is such a high profile case, it will be live streamed. And so I will be doing videos on it because it looks like they're moving extra fast on this case. But we have seen Jackie Johnson involved in Ahmaud Arbery's case, and they can't seem to even schedule her for a trial. Isn't that amazing? But these 5 black cops, they can pencil in a date and get them in, and they get a speedy trial. Go figure, right? But this is how it is. So Long, Sandridge, and it also mentions Preston Hemphill were relieved from duty from their involvement, but Preston Hemphill has still yet to be charged. And like I said, his family is not taking that too well. Long, Sandridge, and another EMT, Michelle Whitaker, were fired after an internal investigation found they violated multiple department policies and protocols in their patient response to Nichols. Yeah, their non response to Nichols. So, you know what? I believe the right decision was made. The Tennessee Emergency Medical Services Board made the right decision. He doesn't deserve his job back. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.